Thank you for joining us for tonight's episode number 5 of 80s Film Flashback, where it is our mission to collect the news and reviews in a world of geek culture for you to enjoy. I'm Simon.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Goody.
That's right. Goody got it. Tonight's episode, we are discussing the 1986 release of Innerspace. And why don't we do just a little sharing here and show you a little bit of the trailer while I break down some of the stats. Production, Innerspace was released on July 3rd, 1987. It was rated PG. Directed by Joe Dante, also known for Gremlins, The Burbs, and a few other of those 80s movies. Story by Chip Proser. Screenplay by Jeffrey Boam and Chip Proser. We do not know what the budget was, and the box office, it brought in $26 million. Innerspace stars Dennis Quaid, Martin Short, and Meg Ryan. The synopsis is it's a hapless store clerk played by Martin Short, is basically put in the middle of a secret experiment that the government is doing where they miniaturize Dennis Quaid's character and injects it into Martin Short, and it's about keeping him safe. It's one of those kooky 80s movies that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. And I don't know. It was just one of those movies. So, all right. So here we go. Like I said, it was one of those movies. It wasn't as good as I remembered it to be. And why don't we start with the naysayer, otherwise known as Hannah. Hannah, what did you think?
I'm actually surprised to hear you say that because I actually enjoyed this one. So it actually was not as terrible as I was expecting it to be. It was quite a bit of fun, actually.
Yeah. Goody, what did you think?
I actually always enjoyed this film. I enjoyed it when it came out, and I still do to this day. So I think it has some good comedic value to it, as well as some nice, funny action.
Yeah, it was. I just think I got lost in some of the stuff that probably could have been taken out. The cowboy. You know, I totally forgot about the cowboy. And for those of you who remember the cowboy, I mean, you've seen him on Star Trek, you've seen him on Stargate, and he always plays a nerdy guy. And here he was playing this tough guy in a way. This, you know what, Hannah? He's your character. Every movie we watch, we have a creeper. The cowboy was the creeper.
He was.
Yes, he was.
I can't escape them. It's so bad.
Welcome to the 80s. We're full of creepers. So, what was it about the film itself that you enjoyed? And I'll take either one of you.
Yeah.
Oh. I just thought the sheer ridiculousness of it was kind of fun, which usually is why I don't like 80s movies, but this time it kind of worked in its favor a little bit. Just the action and the kind of miniaturization and being inside the human body and them like attempting to make it scientific and completely failing. I thought that was fun.
See, I thought you were going to actually dig this one, so I was right on this one.
Yes.
I should have made that apparent and very clear, but yeah, I thought you'd dig this one, so I was happily surprised with that.
Yeah, that is good. I mean, we do try and pick some to torture you, so I am glad that there's another one. Now, is that 2 in a row?
It is, yes.
So the Money Pit you enjoyed, and you enjoyed this one. That's pretty good. So, and again, this is another Steven Spielberg executive producer film through Amblin and now Warner Brothers. So there seems to be a track record here. Yes. Interesting. So that makes me wonder about the next film.
3 in a row, I think.
Oh, what's the next film?
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later at the end of the show.
I'm gonna go look in the show notes then.
If you don't remember, just think Johnny.
Oh, okay. I know
Oh,
exactly what
yes,
this is.
exactly. Okay, so one of the things that also took me out of this movie is the really terrible acting from the main scientist, who was like, "Oh, I should have had those papers on my desk a week ago."
Oh, yeah.
Every time he'd start talking, I would be like, "Okay, what?" But other than that, I think Martin Short was fun, especially doing his Ed Grimley. If you don't know who he is, he started in SCTV and then it moved over to Saturday Night Live. It's just one of his characters that he created. But his dancing scene, that was Ed Grimley right there.
Oh, yeah.
And Dennis
Completely.
Quaid, exactly, right? I mean, Dennis Quaid I thought was pretty good in this. And I think they could have built up a little bit more for Meg Ryan.
Which should be said here, and that is most guys who grew up in the 80s had a mad crush on Meg Ryan. And I was one of them.
I was not.
I'm going to be like, really, you weren't? I was surprised by that.
No.
Was this going somewhere, Goody? Or
I know. Where was it? Huh? Where's it going?
Well,
do you have
you
any
had
posters up in your room?
Well, no, I don't have any posters of Meg Ryan in here. No. Okay. No, there was a lot of films that she was in the 80s. You know, Presidio, a lot of other stuff that a lot of guys, you know, she became not really a sex symbol, but she became kind of the girl next door for the 80s for a lot of guys who were heavily into movies. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. I mean, I think that her character, though, could have just been a little bit more developed. I think she could have been a little bit stronger reporter. You know, I think they played too much on the love story between those two characters, which, of course, these two actors eventually married and then got divorced later on because they did work with each other so often. And but other than that, I mean, it was an okay movie. I just think, you know, some of the stuff with the cowboy and then the 50% miniaturization of the bad scientists, you know, I'm kind of like, okay, this is where you lost me. That
he and the female.
Yes, you know. Other than that, I thought it was pretty fun. I loved some of the characters that you had in this film. You know, you had some returning actors for Joe Dante that he uses, which is also nice. And then if you see, I don't know if you know this, and I think it may be in some of the trivia, and we'll get to it eventually, but one of the things that I started noticing is almost every time you saw something, there was always a Bugs Bunny. And in one of the trivia things, Joe Dante always used a Warner Brothers Mel Blanc like sound effect in his films.
Yeah, this one was the hiccup, right?
It was either a hiccup or a laugh. I can't remember. We'll have a look at that here in a minute. So, but yeah, I think it's kind of neat. Joe Dante himself has a pretty decent track record when it comes to film. And I know, Hannah, you and I kind of went back and forth, and because you picked that poster up, I'm like, don't judge a film by its movie poster.
Yeah.
But I mean, this guy has directed some good stuff. I mean, we said it earlier. He has directed Gremlins 2, The Burbs, Innerspace. He did 2 episodes of Amazing Stories. He did Explorers. He did Twilight Zone, the movie. He did his
too.
Small Soldiers. He did the 1981 release of The Howling, Rock and Roll High School. He's got some pretty decent stuff in his camp. So
The Burbs was just superb too. I still love that film till today. And I'm not sure. Have you seen that, Hannah? The Burbs?
I have not. The only one I've seen that you just. Why is this still surprising to you guys?
Because that is.
I thought I've made it very clear. I haven't seen very many 80s, but I have seen Gremlins.
Okay.
Didn't like it though, so.
Oh, Gizmo Caca. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
so
gonna be honest. I'm not a huge fan of Gremlins either.
no, okay, I
Yeah.
see. I liked it. It's a lovely Christmas movie.
I do. I'll go on record now saying that I think she'll like The Burbs.
Oh, absolutely. If you don't like The Burbs, I think we're done with
There's
you.
something wrong with you.
Okay.
Because The Burbs is one of the quintessential 80s movie, weird neighbors live in your neighborhood type of movie. Tom Hanks is amazing in it.
He's at his best.
Yes. I think you're going to really like this. And it's funny because I was doing my homework last night watching Innerspace, and Danielle goes, "Wait, he did The Burbs? Are you guys going to do that? Are you going to do The Burbs?" I'm like, "We
God.
need to do The Burbs, absolutely." So we'll check and see that one. I think we need to definitely get that one up and running, especially now that we know that, Hannah, you have not seen The Burbs.
All right. Well, I'm on board with that. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Anything else that you guys either liked, disliked, or had some concerns, or just wanted to bring up about the film itself?
You know, it was kind of funny because they used two big songs for the movie. There was a lot of half of the soundtrack is original music, but they're not very long songs, obviously. But
No.
you had two huge hits that they brought back for this movie, which I thought was really cool. Which was one was "Twisting the Night Away," which they end the film with this, and the other one is "Cupid." So I
Draw
thought
back
that
your
was,
bow.
yeah,
Absolutely. And Jerry Goldsmith did the music score, but it is interesting how they tied in those two songs, sorry, into the film for the specific character story. So I did like that. Anything that you have on your mind there, Hannah?
Nope.
Nope. All right. So let's get into some of the trivia. All right. This is the only film directed by Joe Dante to win an Academy Award, and it won for Best Visual Effects. Watching this film during that time that it came out, I can see why.
yeah, the '87 era.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know, they're going into the body. Some of the stuff that they're doing. The only stuff that took me out was the fake arms trying to strangle Martin Short as he's driving the car, and there was a couple of other things, but other than that, I thought some of those special effects were kind of cool. All right, so when Jack is making his way to the mirror so Pendleton can have a look at his face, a hiccup, there you go, you're right, it's a hiccup recorded by Mel Blanc, is used in a variety of cartoons, and that is a trademark of Joe Dante, which is what we were talking about before. William, okay, is it Schallert? I'm trying to think. I think it's something like that. He played the doctor for Martin Short's character. What I think is cool about him playing the doctor in this is that it is an in-joke, almost kind of like an Easter egg, because he played the doctor in The Incredible Shrinking Man back in 1957. So
that works.
I thought it was kind of cool. I think that was very clever. The film itself was recorded mostly on sound stages, except for the parts where you could see them in the Galleria Mall, and then also in San Francisco, especially when he stubs his toe. Now this I didn't catch. Rance Howard is the father of the director Ron Howard, and of course the infamous Clint Howard. Makes a cameo in the supermarket checkout line. But now that I think about it, he's the gentleman standing behind the lady in the green outfit and the red hair. You've seen him in other films as well, but it was kind of cool for him just to be standing there, not say a word or anything. So that was kind of neat.
Yeah, he has a lot of movies behind him as well. He's done a lot of stuff.
Yes,
not
he has.
Not only movies, but a lot of TV. I think it's what CSI he's been on. I just pulled up. So he was in Angels and Demons. God, what else here we have? It's really Jonah Hex, The Trial Dilemma. Oh, hey, here's a strong one. Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2.
It's funny you just said that. I was just right on there. Yeah, Jonah Hex. He's done some TV. He was in Frost Nixon. He has done. I mean, he's done a ton of stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, if you go back to his early career, I mean, we're talking. Let's see, Bat Masterson, Death Valley Days, The Fugitive. He played a doctor. He was, and this is probably where you'll remember him the most. But the Andy Griffith Show. I mean, why not? I mean, your son's already on set, and you're an actor as well, so of course he's going to be on there. So,
oh, he was on Gentleman Ben. I didn't know that.
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah, he was on quite a few episodes of that too. So, but yeah, when you see him, you'll kind of go, oh, I know that face. Here's some of the stuff. Well, I love to get into the stuff. And man, I mean, talk about 80s stars. You had Mel Gibson, Robin Williams, Steve Martin, Billy Crystal, Charles Grodin, Howie Mandel, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, Chevy Chase, Christopher Lloyd, John Lithgow, John Goodman, and Joe Pesci were all considered to play Jack Putter. That's a lot
long
of names.
list. That really is. But when you really look at it, there's only one that sticks out in my mind that would be comparable, and that's Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree.
I don't.
Although maybe Christopher Lloyd back then could have pulled it off, but not as.
Still too old, I think, because Christopher Lloyd always kind of had that old look, you know.
Yeah.
Unless you're coming from Taxi Days.
But it is very, very interesting. Now here on the other side too, you had once again Mel Gibson, and then Kevin Costner, Patrick Swayze, Tommy Lee Jones, Jeff Bridges, Richard Gere, Michael Douglas, Harrison Ford, Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Michael Keaton, Tom Hanks, Jack Nicholson, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Jeff Goldblum, and Kurt Russell were all considered to play Lieutenant Tuck Pendleton. All right. So can you imagine? Now here's the thing. One of the things that I also found out that John Carpenter was actually slated to direct this. So if John Carpenter directed this, most likely we would have seen Kurt Russell as Lieutenant Tuck Pendleton.
Correct.
Would be my guess. So, and it would be a completely different movie. I like the cast. I wouldn't, back then they nailed the cast, I think. I think they did really, really good with it. But speaking of cast, if they were doing a remake, Hannah, who would you cast?
Okay, so as I was saying before we were live, I made this list yesterday when I was watching this movie and I was sick. So I don't know if this list makes sense. I have Michael Cera as Jack, which is weird because I don't even like that actor. James Franco as Tuck. Again, don't even like that actor, so who knows. And then Rachel McAdams as what was the girl's name? Lindsay?
Oh,
whatever her character was. Lydia. I was close.
Yeah, I'm not a big Michael Cera fan myself.
I am not either, which is interesting that you went with that.
Yeah, I honestly
I do like the Rachel McAdams.
I kind of do too. All right, so what do you got, Goody?
I think mine are kind of funny. I have a couple lists, and I have someone for Jack Putter I thought would be hilarious. Dave Chappelle.
Oh, I like that actually.
I mean, it's different, and he's quirky. He's funny. I think he can play the role. Now, what I did is I changed my list. I went with besides Dave Chappelle, obviously, I went with an English or British cast.
Okay.
So I thought it'd be just a lot different, especially if you put it over in Britain. For Jack Putter, Simon Pegg.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I have two options for Lieutenant Tuck. One, Jason Statham. That'd be hilarious.
Yes.
And then the other one, Ewan McGregor.
Oh, okay. So, okay, if we did that, can we
But
at
I have
least
a Lydia. I have
get
two Lydias.
Can we get Guy Ritchie to direct this then?
Oh, that'd be hilarious. So my two Lydias, one Emily Blunt,
Okay.
and the other Emma Watson.
Okay. I could go for those. I like that. Okay, so man. All right, so I didn't quite pull a Lydia, but I kind of like where you're going with Emma Watson. All right, but here's what I was thinking for mine. When you go for Tuck, I was thinking Michael Fassbender.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, and then for Martin Short's replacement, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. If you look back at how he was on Third Rock from the Sun,
Yes, that's exactly where I went. Okay.
If you get where he was back then, I would love to see those. Now, here's the thing: if I don't get Fassbender, but I get Joseph Gordon-Levitt, then my backup for Tuck was oh my gosh, who was I'm trying to think who it was now because I wanted to switch it up.
I made a
list. Shoot, you made a list. Oh, was Christian Bale?
Oh, I almost put him down actually.
Did you? Yeah, those would be mine, and then I would go with an Emma Watson, or I think I would stick with her. I think she makes that list. So those are my recasts. As far as director, let's get a Guy Ritchie. Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
Really interesting.
But here's the thing: if let's say you get Simon Pegg, right, and we go that way,
right?
Who does Nick Frost play? Because they're always in together.
The cowboy.
The cowboy. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Oh man, that would be great. Oh, I like your choices. I like those a lot.
Yeah, because if Simon's gonna be in there, he's got to be in there someplace.
Oh man,
or he could be the lead scientist.
Yeah, we'd get a little bit better acting. I think, gosh, you know what? Now that you say it, I think if it's a remake with Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, that whole crew, that would be fun. And then at this point, then forget. We just need to get. Why can't I think of his name? He just did Baby Driver. Wright.
Edgar Wright.
Thank you, Edgar Wright. Now let's let him remake it because I love that guy's style as well.
Or if you're gonna do the whole Nick Frost, Simon Pegg, then you might as well just reach out and make the lead scientist the German guy from Snatch. The
German guy from Snatch.
He always has a beard.
I can't think of him.
Gosh, hold on a second. I'll find him.
Oh my gosh. Why can't I can't think of no. Oh well.
Bugging me.
Oh well. But no, I mean let's get an Edgar Wright remake. I think that would be fun. What do you think, Hannah? Are you a fan of Edgar Wright?
I have no idea. I'm so bad with names. Tell me about Edgar Wright. What is he known for?
He just did Ant-Man.
He originally slated for Ant-Man. He's credited for Ant-Man. He just did Baby Driver. He did Scott Pilgrim Saves the World. He's done basically the 3 Simon Pegg movies, Nick Frost collaborations. He did the
Okay, I'm looking at his IMDb right now, and I don't think I've seen anything that he's made other than the Scott Pilgrim, which was
Shaun
a
of
long
the
time
Dead?
ago. Nope.
Hot Fuzz.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
We got some work to do there too.
Is he reminiscent of 80s movies?
No.
Is this why you got?
No. He's all
Okay,
90s.
then I'll watch some of his.
All 90s all the time. Hot Fuzz. Okay, so you have to watch Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. It's actually a trilogy, but they're just connected in slight ways, yet all the same actors are in them.
Oh,
It's very clever.
interesting.
Yeah. And Edgar Wright usually works with the same characters. So he works with Martin Freeman. He works with Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. Let's see who else is usually on that list. Oh my gosh, I can't think of, but when you see the movies, you'll understand. Yeah, you definitely need to go check them out, especially if you liked Scott Pilgrim.
Okay. I don't remember if I did or not, so maybe.
Oh, you have some homework to do.
I know. I can't remember things, and I haven't seen a lot of these.
Do you remember watching Shooter with Mark Wahlberg?
Oh, sucky movie.
Well, no, I'm trying to tell you who I'm thinking of, though.
Yeah,
and that is the Russian guy in the wheelchair. Had the beard. He was disabled.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Yes. Yeah, and he always has a beard, right?
Yeah.
And he played the bad guy in The Saint. And he is, yes.
Rod or Raid, whatever, however you say his name.
In Batman, it was nice coat.
Yeah, nice coat.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I know who you're talking about now. All right. So, anything else you guys would like to add about Innerspace? We've pretty much, I thought it was okay. You guys enjoyed it. So, another win.
It's good.
Yes. What does that make then? 2022 or?
No.
2 and 3
We are on
2-3.
Yep, 2-3. So,
catching up, guys.
So, I'm hoping
3-3.
Yep, soon to be 3-3, we hope. But before we get to that, why don't we find out where we can find you? Let's start with you, Hannah. Where can we find you?
All right, you can find me at hannahheathwriter.com, and then from there you can link over to all of my social medias ever. I'm on Twitter at _HannahHeath and a bunch of other places. So just type my name into Google and you'll find me. Then come say hello. Oh, also, obviously, on Constant Collectible. Yes. Hannah's Novel Notions, and then some of our YouTube videos.
Right on. Goody, where can we find you besides sitting in that chair?
Yeah, you can find me right here on Twitter at ChadGriffin12. You can find me on Instagram at DJ Kilt. Over at Facebook, Chad Goodwin. On our website, constantcollectible.com. If you want to email me, you can email me at goodygoodwin@constantcollectible.com.
All right. Of course, I'm Simon from constantcollectible.com. You can find me, of course, at my Twitter handle here at C_collectible, and over all of our other social medias. You can find us on YouTube, of course, because, you're watching. And, of course, on our site, constantcollectible.com. You can catch us every other Wednesday, and we will be back for our next episode on September 27th with our next film discussing, wait for it, Blade Runner, starring Harrison Ford, Rutger Hauer, and Sean Young. We chose this because it is just before the release of Blade Runner 2049. Hopefully another movie that Hannah will enjoy, but we'll have to wait and see. Our email is Our new email address is feedback@constantcollectible.com, and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to all things Constant Collectible to keep you up to date with all the news and reviews from a world of geek culture. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you soon.
See you, buddy.
Please hang up and try again.